Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elemental Presence. My name is Peyton Miller, and we will be going through the March yoga routine. Let's start off with just sitting on our sit bones, allowing the spine to be elongated. Doing some wrist rolls, engaging with our breath. Wrist rolls in one direction, wrist rolls in the other. Just being outside, enjoying the weather. Making sure our shoulders are coming down from the ears. Just now applying some neck rolls in one direction. Inhaling as the neck comes back. Exhaling as the chin meets the chest. Just deeply inhale and exhale. Still coming into your body. And allowing the movement to maybe slow just a little bit. Really finding tension in that neck, things where you can release. Then we just reverse in the other direction. Reminding yourself to inhale as the neck comes back, exhaling as the chin meets the chest. Just taking it nice and slow within the rotation, slowing it down, again finding the tension that can be released. Still keeping your sit bones engaged, core engaged. Doing some neck side to side, looking to shoulder to shoulder. And sit straight, inhale up, coming into temple pose, exhale, placing the right hand down, left hand over the ear, keeping that pelvis and hip in alignment. Inhale up, shimmy it out, just releasing the shoulders. Exhale, other side. This time the right hand is over that right ear. Lift up, flowing back to the other side. Remember to keep those hips down. Inhale up, exhale, other side, feeling the nice stretch within the side body. Inhale up, then just coming out into the churning the mill pose, so coming into a nice, almost like cat-cow motion, inhaling as you come forward or flat back, exhaling as you come back and arching that spine. Really opening up the hips here. You can also use this in Sukhasana, but here we will then keep the legs out and just slowly move. Again, feeling the tension that you are hiding within the hips, and then reversing it in the direction. Just warming up the counter direction. Remember to keep those sit bones engaged into the earth. You can either point the toes or flex them, it doesn't matter, whichever one is more comfortable. As we are slowing it down, just remember releasing any tension through your breath. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you come back. So now we'll do some seated cat-cows. I'll be showing this in how the spine is coming forward and then arching it in the back. See how I am opening up the chest as I inhale, exhaling as we come into cat pose. Trying to keep the hips down as much as possible. I know the hamstrings can be tight and hip flexors can be tight for some. But inhaling, coming forward, opening up that chest, exhaling as you arch that spine, really pushing back, opening up the spine, the back muscles, the chest. Now we'll do some Kundalini twists here. Inhaling as you go to the left, exhaling as you go to the right. Really opening up that moon channel since we are dealing with the Shakti Kundalini in the base of our spine. Really just now opening up that spine, moving that energy, activating that energy within the lower part of our spine and working that way up. Opening up the shoulders, getting our breath in tune with our body in a much more heated state, warming up that body. Now we're going to reverse it to where we inhale to the right and exhale to the left, just activating both sides of the body, both sides of the brain. First we worked with the Ida, and that time we worked with the Pingala. Now just come forward, exhaling. Nice forward fold here. Seated in Sukhasana. Now coming on to all fours, just going to gently come down into a locust pose here. Just making sure your hands are closer to your shoulders. We're going to inhale, engage that core, lift that left leg up, pointing that toe, and then releasing it down. Inhale the right leg up, engaging that core, feeling how that engages in the lower back, releasing it down. Exhale. This time inhale, engage that core, going to lift up the left arm, keeping that right hand down, but lifting up the chest, seeing how that feels within that left side of the body. Exhale down. Inhale the right arm back, lifting it up, keeping that left arm down, lifting the body. Exhale, release down, opening up that back side, right side of the body. This time, inhale, engage that core. We're going to lift both legs up, keeping the upper body grounded, using those glutes, using the inner thigh muscles and thighs, hamstrings. Now this time, lift up the front body, both hands up. Remember that's the inhale. And we release down. Shaking out the hips, releasing tension in the lower back. Inhale, full locust pose here. Really opening up all sides and all aspects of the back body. And release down. Inhale, engage up. Shift the hips back, wide-legged or closed-legged child's pose. Remember, big toes to touch. It's a full body stretch here. Really opening up the shoulders, opening up the back, opening up those hips. Just a couple breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Adjusting as needed. So inhale and exhale, coming into your intention. Releasing that inner child. And we'll come up into mountain pose, starting with our Surya Namaskara A, just warming up the body here. Inhale. And exhale, releasing into mountain pose. Being grounded, you are the mountain. Grounded into the earth. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing those back muscles as if you have a block on your back. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to step down into our modified plank, knees on the ground. Lower down into your chaturanga, making sure those elbows are close to the body. Release. Coming up, inhale into your low cobra. Exhale, shift back into your child's pose. Reminding yourself that this is an option for all of your vinyasas in your practice. Even if you don't want to do a vinyasa, child's pose is always accessible. And inhale, coming up. Just forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing into those back muscles, opening up that back. Exhale, forward fold, inhale, up. And exhale, release, coming into mountain pose again. Remember, everything is optional here. I'm a facilitator. Remember, do what your body needs. Now we're coming into our Surya Namaskara B. Exhale, coming into chair pose, shifting those hips back. Knees are right over the ankles, still seeing the big toes. Hands can be up above, up the middle, prayer pose, at the hips, whatever's comfortable for you. Remember those feet can be hip width apart or very close in. We're then going to exhale, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back, coming into high plank here. You can also do modified chaturanga here. Inhale, coming into medium cobra, just working into the steps. Exhale, tuck the toes, first downward facing dog for this routine. Walking the dog, bending the knees if necessary for you. Remember, you do not have to get your heels to touch the ground. Bend your knees as much as you can so you can get a nice flat back. Pressing those hips back and upward, creating that upside down V, making sure you feel a nice stretch within the shoulders, the legs, the back. Just breathe here, inhale, exhale. Bending the knees down, we're going to lift that left leg up and bring it forward, coming into a nice low lunge here. Nice little runner's lunge. Shifting into that hip, opening up that hip, rocking side to side. Just breathing here. Coming into a more active runner's lunge here, if you would like, lifting that back knee, shifting forward and back, just moving the body. Pressing back, high plank, and then shifting into your downward facing dog. Deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth or nose. Shifting forward, coming into our modified plank, lifting that right leg and bringing it to the front as we exhale. Again, coming into that low lunge here, rocking back and forth to open up that right hip. Knee can be just a little bit over the ankle. Lifting that back knee for a more active stretch here if you would like. Really engaging that lower body, shifting forward and back, still engaging that core. And then exhale, shift back into your downward facing dog here. Just warming up the body to move into more of the Surya Namaskar. Coming into three-legged dog here, lifting that left leg up and just opening up that knee joint. Stretching, exhale, knee to chest, planting between the front hands, coming into that active lunge. And then plant that back foot 45 degrees, inhale up, warrior one. Making sure that knee is right over that ankle in the front leg. Pressing that knee outward to protect the knee. Inhale up, exhale, release the shoulders from the ears. Keeping grounded, you are a warrior. Spinal twist, releasing one hand, one side. Exhale, releasing the other side as well, just for that nice spinal twist, opening up that back. Just modifying so you can see here what it looks like. And then we're going to shift open into warrior two. Remember that your feet are on railroad tracks here. We're not on a tightrope. Adjusting that back foot to about 90 degrees. Still that front knee is over the ankle. Gonna exhale, release into a reverse warrior here, or a peaceful warrior. Inhale back to warrior two, shift forward, bringing that front elbow down to that inner thigh, not on the knee, but on the thigh. Opening up that hand if you would like, up that shoulder. Bring back into warrior two, release into humble warrior, or into peaceful warrior here. Warrior two, inhale, shift forward, bringing that left elbow to that left thigh, really opening up that shoulder here. Inhale back. Then we're framing off that front foot, adjusting the hip. Step back into your high plank. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Remember, you can always take a modified vinyasa here. High cobra, inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Should be a little bit more warm here. Just feeling the body warm up, being actively stretched, warming up those sun energies here. Inhale, lifting up that right leg, warming up that knee joint, flexing, pointing, flexing. Then shift forward, exhale, knee to chest, plant in between the front hands. Adjusting that back foot, 45 degrees, inhale up, warrior one. Really making sure that back foot is planted. Knee is over the ankle. Pressing that knee outward to protect the knee. Grounding the thighs. Grounding the hips. Inhale up, exhale. Releasing the shoulders from the ears. Inhale up. Exhale the shoulders. Releasing into your spinal twist here. One side, inhale, and then exhale the other side. Inhale up. Adjusting the back foot. Remember railroad tracks, 90 degree of that foot. Warrior two. Again, pressing that knee outward and right over that ankle. Gazes over that middle finger. Release, exhale into your reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Inhale back to warrior two, shift forward. Bring that right elbow to that inner right thigh, not on the knee, opening up that shoulder, gazing upwards. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale. Bring that back hand to that thigh. Inhale, shift forward. Right elbow to that right thigh, opening up into your side angle here. Inhale, warrior two, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, shift forward, side angle. You have a plane overhead. So inhale, framing off that front foot, step back, high plank, shift down, chaturanga. Inhale, high cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down facing dog here. So we're combining the Surya Namaskara B with our working into warrior two here. So we're coming into the same routine here, just on the other side. Inhale up, the left leg as the front, 45 degrees here of the back foot. Just adjusting it to where you can see a little bit more closely with the front body here. Warrior one should be nice and warm. Spinal twist rotation here. On one side, exhale the other side. So we're just building on this routine here where we can move into our Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And warrior two here. Release into the flow of reverse warrior. Inhale, shifting forward, coming into your side angle. You can also take extended side angle with that hand over that ear. Inhale back to warrior two, coming back into reverse warrior. Inhale. This time we're going to shift forward, shift back, shift forward, shift back, and opening up into our side angle. This time we can move into our half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to use a block or any props if you would like. I don't have any at this time. But just making sure you find your drishti point. That supporting leg is not locked but flexed. Back toes are pointed outward in the direction that your hips are facing, or that your upper body is facing. Gaze can be out, down under, or up. And can come back, just challenging your balance, back into your warrior two or high lunge. Framing off that front foot, taking your vinyasa of how you would like, or not at all. This time coming into upward facing dog as we inhale, tucking the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Now do the other side. Exhale, stepping in the front, coming into our warrior one here, making sure that back foot is grounded, lifting up. Remember, this is a build up to Ardha Chandrasana. Now we're moving into our warrior two, connecting breath to movement here. We come exhale into our reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two, shift forward, coming into your side angle or extended side angle, whichever you would like. Really making sure to open up that shoulder, engaging that core. Remember, in yoga, core should always be engaged here. That helps us with our balance, helps us with our movement. This time, engage that core, shift forward, coming into your half moon pose. Remember, using blocks as necessary. Gaze, find a drishti point, making sure that that body is facing the side. That foot is flexed, pointing those toes in the same direction your upper body is facing. Opening up that shoulder, keeping that grounded foot. Just a little bit engaged, not locked, until you firmly get your balance here. As you can see, my balance is a little bit wobbly today, but just go with the flow. That's the whole point of this routine and the theme of this month. We're going to step back, coming into our vinyasa, last vinyasa. Here, inhale up, upward facing dog, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. The whole premise of this theme is to relax, flow, and enjoy the ride of being human. Whatever your body is telling you today is what your body is telling you today. Go with the flow. Embrace it. Don't challenge it, just go with it. And know that each day is a new day. Coming up and completing our Surya Namaskara B, halfway lift, flat back here, really pressing in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, shift back into your chair pose. Your legs should really be on fire now. Body should be warm. Should be challenging. And release. Now we're going to come into our cool down pose. So we're going to introduce the moon flow or the Chandra Namaskaras, just the moon salutation to cool down. So inhale up and shift to your right side or left side, doesn't matter, just make sure to go with the flow, particular side. Inhale up. And then now stepping into a wide-legged stance, almost as a position to if we were in ballet. Knees are pointed outward, toes are facing the same direction of the knees. Coming into goddess pose here. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. Now exhale back into goddess. Just taking it nice and slow, moving side to side, really getting a nice stretch within the hips and legs. Facing that same direction that you pointed to, we're coming into our warrior two and then coming into our triangle pose, straightening those legs. Opening up that chest, really taking it nice and easy here, just breathing, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Framing off that front foot, we're then coming into a nice low lunge here. Inhale up. That knee can extend over the ankle just a bit. Digging deep into the hips, solid foundation, solid core. Opening up that chest. Opening up those legs, really cooling down the body here. And then coming into your Skandasana on that same side. So we're just being mindful of that knee. You can always do it standing up as well, but just be mindful of the knee wherever your body is. You can also come down sitting and just come into a half dragonfly. That's what we call it in yin. This is too much for that knee. And we're going to come back into pyramid pose here. Hands at the hips. Hands can also be on blocks or down towards the ground. Really straightening that front knee. Challenging your balance here. At this point, I found a little caterpillar I've been monitoring on my mat, so just gently placing him in the grass. Enjoying this time of ending of winter and coming into spring. So now we're going to come into yogi squat here, just transitioning into the other part of the body for our moon salutation, or Chandra Namaskaras. And this time we'll be coming into our pyramid pose starting off. Really coming into that flat back, straightening those legs. If your back leg needs to be slightly bent, that's totally fine. Whatever is best for your body. Remember railroad tracks here. Coming into our Skandasana. Again, coming into half dragonfly. This is what we call it in yin if that knee is, it's a bit iffy, if you know what I mean. Making sure we really come into a nice deep stretch. Inhale and exhale here. Just enjoying where you're at in the environment. And coming into that low lunge. Remember that knee can slightly go over that ankle. Really opening up the chest, engaging those back muscles again. Making sure that jaw is relaxed too. Tongue is at the base of the teeth. And we're slowly going to come down. Coming into that triangle pose here. Just the other side. The portion of going on to both of these sides is really activating both channels of the body. Remember that Ida and Pingala sides of the body, those energy channels, the moon and the sun channels within the body. Coming into our warrior two now. Just briefly coming back into our wide-legged stance position 2, as we would call it in bar or ballet, coming into goddess pose here. Whatever is best for your body. You may even sit on the block here if those hips are, if it's too much for the hips. 5-pointed star, coming back into goddess pose. Shifting side to side. And we'll straighten the legs, coming back into a standing posture. Inhale up and crescent moon on to the other side. And when we started completing that cycle, it's the whole cycle of the moon. Completing the moon salutations here. Remember Chandra Namaskaras. Coming back onto the mat, seat bones onto the earth. You can come into cow face pose here. So taking one leg over the other, making sure that they're both pointed back towards the hips. If that's too uncomfortable in the seated posture, you can always come onto the back into supine. Come into shoelace pose here. It's called Padukaba Bandhini Asana. Padukam Bandhini Asana. It's really taking that same posture, just taking hold of the feet and really drawing them back towards your hips. You should feel a nice stretch within that top leg glute. In that case, it would have been the left glute. This time, the right leg is over the left. Really just relaxing, breathing into it, pulling in each breath those feet towards the hips, really feeling that nice stretch within that right glute. Feeling nice, big stretch here. Then coming down, bring those feet to where maybe the hands can touch those soles of the feet. Inhale up, lifting those hips. Making sure that you are fully supported in this posture. You do not want to compromise the hips. Making sure you're pressing into those glutes, not into just the lower back. Pressing into those hamstrings. Making sure that you're pressing into those knees, coming up, releasing down. And this time we're going to come into a supine twist, releasing to one side. Gaze goes into the opposite direction. Remember, it doesn't matter which side you start with first. So we're going to do both sides ultimately. The spinal rotation is called Supta Matsyendrasana 2. Is that spinal rotation? And you move to the other side. Then coming back to center, we're going to come into happy baby pose here on Ananda Balasana here. Making sure you grab on the inside of the soles. You can take it on the outward soles, but that means you're pushing your leg into your hands. I prefer for your hands to be pushing into your leg, just so you don't have all that weight into the knee, pressing into the hands. Your arms are doing more of the work. Now just massaging the back, bringing your legs inward, then just releasing down into your final resting posture of Savasana. Allowing your breath to be calm, allowing your intention to come back and flow through your body. Really, the theme for this class is to relax, flow, and enjoy the ride of being human. Enjoy the ride now of relaxing, of flowing into Shavasana, meditation. Wherever you're at, allow your breath to be calm. Sending that chi and prana to those areas of the body that just need some resting to ease the tension. Just relax. Just be still. Slowly bring your breath back into awareness. Gently moving your head side to side, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Take your arms above your head if you would like, pointing those toes, coming into a nice good morning stretch. Bring your legs, your knees into your chest, massaging the back. And then we're coming into a embryonic motion here. We can call them Garajiva, just reminding our cellular membrane memories of being in the womb in that safe place, just almost as if you were swimming, floating in water. Give yourself a nice hug. Whatever way you need to be, just let it flow. Then just roll onto one side, coming into your embryo pose. Really igniting that breath. Slowly coming up. Our quote for this month is by Pema Chodron. Rather than being disheartened by the uncertainty of life, what if we accept it and release into it? What if we said, yes, this is the way it is. this is what it means to be human, and decided to sit down and enjoy the ride. Namaste.